Anxiety in men often goes unnoticed or kind of undetected because it is so common and so general and just in many ways so accepted because of the pace of our society, the busyness with work, hectic schedules, involvement with kids and everything. A lot of men just sort of take it for granted that this is what it's supposed to be and this is what life is like, and it doesn't necessarily have to be that. Now, how you begin to distinguish what that anxiety is part of what we are able to help do here at the Nick Finnegan Counseling Center. We'll sit down with clients, we'll talk about some of the specific criteria that are set out to help us decide what's just normal busyness and what's something's chronic that's going on underneath the surface or on the inside that we can help build some tools and some skills to moderate that and help bring that down. Some of those things are excessive thoughts, racing thoughts that just keep going and going and going. For example, laying down in bed at night, your head hits the pillow and your brain just does not shut off. Half an hour go by. You see every hour of the clock all through the night, constantly thinking about this, strategizing about that, problem solving about that. And this has been going on for 6 months or more. Because sometimes anxiety can be just situational, and so the anxiety peaks, which is natural and normal and in some ways necessary, and then it goes down. But if it goes up and never comes back down or plateaus for like 6 months or more, then we're starting to deal with something that may be going on internally that we could help do some techniques or some other forms of intervention to help bring that anxiety back down, because it's almost like some part of the brain is stuck in the on position. So a lot of times men just think, well, this is just a really busy season. This is just going on and on and on. And it's a sign of weakness if I don't somehow beat this on my own or stand up to this or measure up to this. So to be able to come and say, this has been bothering me, this hasn't been the entirety of my life, this is something new that's occurring, and it's interfering with how I live my life. It's interfering at home, it's interfering at work, or it's just interfering with my personal enjoyment of how I live my life. So when you come to the Nick Finnegan Counseling Center, you'll sit down with one of us, and together we'll explore some of the family history, because sometimes anxiety can have a genetic component to it. Sometimes anxiety needs a medical intervention. Sometimes it can have a biological component. And if that's the case, we'll do some exploring, and we'll talk about your family history. We'll talk about how mom was, how dad was, what life was like growing up in your home. Maybe there's something genetic there. In that case, we can help refer you out to someone who can help with the medical component. But more times than not, anxiety, particularly in men, can be treated and helped with just some cognitive behavioral interventions. Things that, different thought processes, different ways of thinking about things, sometimes some different behavioral things that you can implement into your day to help that anxiety find a natural outlet instead of just running around, looping on the inside. Because sometimes it's really difficult for we as men to reach out and to say, look, I'm struggling with this. And part of what's great about NFCC is we provide a safe, confidential environment where everything stays here. No one needs to know, no one needs to figure out what's going on with you unless you decide to tell. And so we provide that safe, comfortable environment where you can come and find the solution, find the outlet to help bring that anxiety down so that you can live the life you want to live the way you want to live it.